everyone, welcome to our wellness video. For today, I would like to share with you some reasons of hair fall or hair loss. In our lifetime, we experience most of the time at least once hair fall or hair loss. So for today, we'll discuss four major reasons why we are experiencing hair loss. First is hormonal imbalance. We have hormones for male and female. For female, we have the estrogen, which is responsible for our reproductive system. If we have elevated estrogen, we create this polycystic ovarian syndrome. And if we have the elevated of male hormones, which is the androgens, it has dihydrotestosterone. And if we have elevated of DHT, all of those excess go to our bloodstreams, and we have this receptor in our scalp that receives DHT. So when we receive all of those DHT, the effect is it makes the scalp weaker and it shrinks, so it cannot hold the hair properly. Second is stress. Stress, emotional, physical, as long as the body senses that it's in a stress mode, it now creates or it produces cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone and also a fat storage hormone. If we have elevated stress, cortisol is produced and also it creates imbalance, and especially hormones. When we have this hormonal imbalance, now it affects the androgen, and as we said earlier, androgen causes the elevation of DHT, and DHT leads to hair fall. Third is nutritional deficiency. There's a lot of factors and also the effects of nutritional deficiency, and which leads to malabsorption. And also when it comes to hair loss, we need to consider iron because they are the ones essential for hair cell protein productions. And also we have to consider vitamin B, B6, B12, because they carry the blood to produce proteins and collagens. So they are one responsible for the hair, skin, and nails. So having those nutrients supplemented, it will really improve our hair fall. Fourth is hypo or hyperthyroidism. Thyroid gland is responsible for our metabolism. And as we know, if we have this fluctuation of thyroid glands, our hormones is totally affected of those T3 and T4. So if we can regulate our thyroid production, it will really lessen and improve the hair fall, or it will help to decrease the hair fall. So what are we going to do? We can do some supplements, and also we can get good food from different sources of all those deficiencies. First is you can use the rosemary oils, aloe vera, jojoba oils, and massage it in your scalp because it has zinc. And zinc is very essential when it comes to absorbing all of those nutrients. And go organic food. As we know, there's a lot of herbicides, pesticides, GMOs, steroids in our food. So eating a lot of processed food and really getting fruit from any sources that are not organic, it can really create havoc in our hormones. And having hormonal imbalance is really the cause of hair fall. Third is pumpkin seeds, because pumpkin seeds has a lot of zinc. And as we said earlier, zinc is a catalyst for all those absorption for hair cell production. Four is wild-caught fishes, such as salmon, tuna, mackerel, sardines. They have this omega-3s, and omega-3s are essential for the inflammation, and they can produce more anti-inflammatory nutrients that are needed to fight all of those hormonal imbalance and lessen the inflammation. And also, our body is not producing omega-3s, so we really need to get it from our food. And also, number 5 is green tea. Green tea is very essential and has a lot of antioxidants. It has EGCG, which is epigalactocatechin, which is responsible to reduce cortisol. And as we know, if we have elevated cortisol, it creates hormonal imbalance. Number 6 is having this chia, hemp seeds, flax seeds, because they all contain omega-3s in natural form. So what are the foods to avoid not to have those hormonal imbalance? First is all those trans fatty acids, because all of those trans fats create inflammation. And when you say inflammation, our body is toxicated already. And if we have toxic body, now we're having hormonal imbalance. Second is sugar, because if we have high sugar diet, it can create candida yeast. And if we have bacteria and yeast overproduction, it creates inflammation, and inflammation leads to hormonal imbalance. Third is if we have excessive consumption of alcohol and caffeine, because when we are having this high caffeine ingestion, we create a cortisol elevation, because as we know, this caffeine is elevating all of those adrenal glands, and when we have adrenal glands elevated, it creates cortisol, and cortisol elevation leads to hormonal imbalance. So there, friends, I hope you get some nutritional tips and help you to balance your hormones to prevent hair loss. So as always, I'm always sending you all the peace, love, happiness, and always stay healthy, people. Bye, everyone.